Hey, subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to ring that bell. Because when you ring that bell, you get all my recipes right away. Like today's recipe. Stuffed peppers. Awesome. Comfort food. Delicious. Satisfying. Hey, most stuffed peppers are filled with meat. Beef. That's okay. But maybe you don't want beef. Maybe you want to substitute something healthier. Plant-based. I got the perfect substitution. Quinoa. Hey, quinoa is great. It's kind of like, it's a grain. It's kind of like rice, a little bit. But it's got a lot of protein. Just like meat. So it's really nice. Plant-based protein. Fantastic. Okay, so, quinoa. What else we got to fill it with? Woo! Let's put some sweet potato in there. Because sweet potato is a crowd pleaser. Fantastic. Okay, so, first thing we have to do, gotta make the stuffing. In order to do that, we gotta cook the quinoa. Here's what we gotta do. I got a cup of quinoa in this bowl. That's what quinoa looks like. Okay, I'm just gonna fill the bowl with water and rinse the quinoa off. You see, just like that. If you don't rinse the quinoa gets a little bitter. So you have to rinse the quinoa. Now quinoa is very small. So what I have to do now is drain it. And I drain it through a chinois. You see that chinois? Very fine holes. So the quinoa won't go through. Hey, if you don't have a chinois, no problem. Just use a very fine strainer. You get in the grocery store those round like strainers, looks like a wire screen in there. Very fine. You can use one of those. Outstanding. Okay, now I have to cook this quinoa. So I'm going to add it to a pot. Then I'm going to add 1.5 cups of vegetable broth. 1 cup of quinoa, 1.5 cups vegetable broth. And the vegetable broth is cold. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric. And about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Hey, whenever I add turmeric, I add a little black pepper. You know why? You want to know why? Because black pepper helps you digest turmeric better. That's a secret. Now you know it. Okay, I'm going to put this on high and bring it to a boil. Hey, you can cover it until it comes to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, and I'm going to simmer it for 12 minutes. Meanwhile, we got to start the sweet potatoes. I got to cook them. They don't cook themselves. They're not magic sweet potatoes. So let's cook the sweet potatoes. First thing I have to do is chop up 1 onion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the ends off, cut it in half. I'm going to peel it. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy chopper. Hey, check this out. You ready? Chopped. Chopped. Check that out. Very quick. Now we have to do sweet potatoes. Now I'm using 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes. First thing I have to do is peel them. I'm going to cut them in half just so they're easy to work with. And then I'm going to slice them. Between an 1/8 and a 1/16 inch thick. Hey, I'm using this again. This is fantastic. Watch this. You take a couple of slices, you put it on there like that. Hey, check that out. How fast was that? Wonderful. Meanwhile, that quinoa is boiling away. So what I want to do now is turn the fire all the way down to low. Just to keep it simmering. I'll keep it covered. I got to simmer that 12 minutes. Now I'm going to keep this on low fire. And I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to it. Like about 2 teaspoons. There we go. Then I'm going to add the sweet potato and the onion to it. And we're going to cook this down. We're going to stir it occasionally so it doesn't burn. And we're just going to cook it in the pan. What this is going to do, because we're not boiling it, what this is going to do is going to really intensify that sweet potato flavor. Hey, what's going to happen with those sweet potatoes? As they cook, the moisture in the sweet potato is going to evaporate. And it's going to intensify that flavor. Oh, it's going to be delicious. Okay, so the quinoa's been cooking for about 12 minutes. Now I'm going to shut the fire off, leave it covered, and it'll cook the rest of the way on its own. Going to be perfect. The quinoa is going to bind the sweet potatoes in the peppers. Woo! That's going to be delicious and very healthy for you. All right. I took out half of the quinoa, I put in a blender, and I puree it. That's going to make okay. Now I add the rest of the quinoa. And I add the sweet potato. Ooh, that looks good. And I mix it up. Now I got 4 nice peppers. I'm going to cut the tops off. And get in there and get those seeds out. Hey, this recipe will be a great use for my tagine, right? Beautiful. Okay, so. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to take the filling and really push it into the pepper. All right, fill it up like all the way and push it in. So you have a lot of filling in there. And the pepper will retain its shape while it's cooking. Okay, beautiful. Okay, let's make the sauce. Okay, I got a tablespoon of olive oil in this pan. I'm going to add 1 onion. Small dice. How about 4 cloves of garlic? Chopped up. Woo, that's fragrant. Half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of chili powder, and half a teaspoon of Aleppo pepper. Hey, this Aleppo pepper is good stuff. You know, it gives a nice spice, but not too much spice. Not even like jalapeno, it's less than jalapeno, but it gives it a little spice. Very nice. Hey, fry those seasonings up a little bit. Toss them around, stir them around, whatever you got to do. That's going to get them going. It's going to get them smelling delicious. Okay. I have a 28-ounce can of crushed tomato. Beautiful. Woo, that smells good. Now I just got to throw in a teaspoon of salt. Look at that, very nice. Hey, don't forget to taste it. That's wonderful. It's like a very exotic tomato sauce. Woo! People are gonna say, "Wow, what's in there?" That's exotic. Woo! Delicious. I got those beautiful peppers. I'm gonna put this sauce right over the peppers. I'm going to take the top and cover it. I'm going to put this on very low. Hey, I got to put the fire on very low. I don't want it to burn. You got to check it, you know, like every 15 minutes. You're going to cook for at least an hour. The pepper, look, inside is cooked already. The quinoa, the sweet potato, they're cooked already. It's the pepper you got to be careful of. So, what you want to do is you want to check the pepper, check the pepper. The pepper should be really, really soft. If it's not, it's just not pleasing to eat, like a pepper that you're crunching on. So, make sure that pepper's soft. So cook for at least an hour. Just check it once in a while. You don't want it to burn. You don't want the sauce to reduce so much that it burns. Check it. If you got to add a little water to it once in a while, add a little water to it once in a while. That's okay. Just don't burn it, okay? Your guests will not appreciate it if it's burned. All right. Okay, it's been about an hour. Actually, it's been about an hour and 15 minutes. I keep checking the red peppers. Make sure they're nice and soft. Woo! Check that out. That's beautiful. And the peppers, nice and soft. Wonderful. Hey, that's a great flavor and a great dinner. Can't beat that. Very easy. Now I just let them hang out. When dinner time comes, you throw them on a plate, you serve them. Fantastic. Hey, you know what else is fantastic? I got an eggplant meatball. Wonderful. Tastes like meatball, but it's eggplant. Plant-based. Very nice. Check out that video, and I'll see you there.